Yo, what's up guys, it's zaqq. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Polarized Shield Legion. So if you remember from literally years ago, the Shield Legion was like one of the first sort of shield fits I've made on an armor based ship, right? So it did quite well back then. It was pretty lols, you know, but took it into some level 4 missions, but that was way before like cap batteries were like really good and things. And yeah, so we've came up with this fit, and it's got the old mushroom boy face on there, which I really dislike, but this gives us an extra mid slot with a disillusion sequencer. Yeah, so let's take a quick look at the fit. We'll try and keep this one pretty short because there's not a lot to say really. If I can just find this, that's the one. So yeah, we've got the Polarized heavy pulse lasers, and with the con flag it does an actual decent amount of damage, so 1373.1 with the con flag. The range is obviously pretty short, so definitely sub sort of 15, so 12 kilometer optimal. But man, when it hits though, it's hitting like an absolute truck. This thing, it's really good. Like that amount of damage on a hit scan like laser, really nice. And you'll see in the footage coming up that it does hit the battleships like a truck. Now moving on to the medium slots, there's a little bit of flex here what you can do. So we've got we went for the best shield booster, the medium as well. We're not going smalls on this like we did the Loki and Tengu, because having that like shorter range means you've got to like be a little bit more brawly, right? So I thought sticking a type on there, pretty expensive, but man, we'll get some ridiculous boosts, right? So we're getting 162 a second, well and a half, so that's really good. And all in for the cycles, it's 488, which is really strong, right? Very expensive shield booster though, so like a C-type or whatever, I think we'll do just fine, which we'll get to in a sec. So we've got the old 100mm. I'm really liking like the 100mm for the Polarized fits, just for that like crazy damage mitigation while you're doing like over the Afterburner speed, so anything like 700 plus. And it does do a decent amount of speed as well, because we have got the actual Afterburner sub on this, I think. So 1670 is really nice for a 100mm. Takes a while to get up there, you know. I found it with the Legion being a bit slower than the Tengu and Loki that we've done in the past. It's like I'm overheating more than what I would normally. I think overheating's fine. I know you don't really do it in PvE a lot, but like getting the initial speed burst with the 100 MMs is really handy. So to go with a fit here, I would normally use the Pith ones, the boost amps, because they're the best. But man, getting this to fit has just been an absolute giant pain in my arse. Like I've racked my brains for literal hours, like working on this fit. So those fit with the Pith, and that's what gives us the crazy reps. You can, like after testing it now for a little bit, I would be fine like dropping one and maybe putting like a tracking computer on, but you don't really get a lot of extra range, right? I mean, we've got a Locus rig on and a tracking enhancer, so I think you get like an extra 2 kilometers, like optimal. So it's up to you guys. It'll be handy to have like a web maybe or something like that. So one of those is definitely with flex slot. And in the lows, we've got the Imperial Navy heat sinks for some ridiculous damage, and a Republic Fleet tracking enhancer. That's a bit overkill as well for the price of that, to be honest. In the rigs, we've got a Locus coordinator, which you might think on like close range pulse lasers is a bit weird, but we don't get like too much optimal with the con flag. But if we switch over to Scorch, I found there was like a huge difference. So we've got 35k optimal with and 29 without, and that like extra 6 kilometers definitely makes a difference. So I would really recommend keeping that. Obviously it's doesn't affect the Scorch too much because you can get right in close anyway, so we're only saving 2 kilometers by having it on, which isn't too bad. The con flag's just ridiculous though, guys. Absolutely super strong. We've got a Tech 1 Ancillary current router just for the old power grid, and I'll go through the implants in a sec as well because that's important here. And we've got a Capacitor control circuit too, so we're not actually cap stable here, but this is running the con flag, obviously, because we're lasers, the taken cap to use. So if we switch back over to Scorch, I mean 7 minutes 37 is still like ample, but we're using Scorch a lot of the time here, so we're like 22 minutes, that's basically cap stable for me, pretty much. Now, if you're in a mission for 22 minutes, you're definitely doing something wrong, I would think. So the subsystems, we've got the nanobot injector, which is absolutely wasted on this fit because we're not using armor reps. But we do use this one because it gives us an additional mid slot over the other ones. Got the liquid crystal magnifiers just because we're using the lasers. The wake limiter for the afterburner. So the 10% bonus to velocity is really nice. So that's what's given us the 1670. It would probably go down to like 1200 without, which is really cool. And the disillusion sequencer, which gives us the mushroom face, which again, I really dislike it, but that gives us another mid. And you're probably used to seeing the Legion like this, guys. Like with the fins on the front. That looks really, really sexy. I love the way that looks. But unfortunately, we're stuck with this just to make the footwork, right? So, that's pretty much all I've got to say on the actual fit. I mean, damage aside, it feels really lackluster from after using the Tengu and the Loki. Like, hams are just so strong, like for PvE right now, in my opinion. I love turrets and I really prefer them. But man, like, there's no denying the power of hams at the minute. Absolutely insane. So, in the implants anyway, so we've got this is basically my Imperial clone, which I've just repurposed a little bit. Just for this, so we've got the Genos, which give bonuses to like power grid, CPU, shield, armor, just the whole shebang. Like, these are some of the best, if not the best, PvE implants to use, like, in my opinion, right? Absolutely great. They're not like too expensive, and for the buffs you get where you can rearrange your fits to be a bit stronger and things, I think they're definitely worth it. Now we've got a high grade Crystal Epsilon. Obviously it's not in the set, but we do still get a 5% shield bonus like on my shield booster, so that's obviously handy. And since we're not using like the full high grade set or anything, we've got that slot 5 open. We've got a CPU implant, just a 603, does absolutely fine, so that's 3% CPU output. We've got the Ogden's Eye Enhancer, which gives us a 6% turret tracking speed, and man, lasers really need that. Got the Energy Turret Medium 806, so that's 6%. We've got a 6% Surgical Strike, so double 6% damage bonus there, which is really cool. And we've got a large projectile, obviously that doesn't affect this fit at all, but there's really nothing else for a slot 10 that you can put in to make the Legion like really good. So that's just for me Imperial, right? The large projectile, 6% damage. And with boosters, we're running the synth, and we're running the best like Pyro Lancer, because like why not on the Polarized, just to get like that max amount of damage. So yeah, that's the Legion done and dusted. I've been looking at the Proteus, and boys, it's not looking good for that ship, even with the rebalance. I'll just give you that spoiler free there. So yeah, let's roll some footage of the Legion doing its work in the missions and things, and we'll obviously play some banging drum and bass sort of thing. I think we've got a really cool shot one, literally about lasers. So yeah, I hope you enjoy that, and we'll catch you in the next one.
We tell a song why never ran for when I was a little rude boy, I would blaze the green. Then bad man said that me eye them look like a laser beam. Original gangster, I mash up the scene. We tell a song why never ran for weed. When I was a little rude boy, I would blaze the green. Then bad man said that me eye them look like a laser beam.